So evening lovelies, let's begin together, either seated or lying down, whatever you prefer. And just come to the mat and noticing whatever you're feeling physically, mentally in this moment, emotionally as well. And not reading too much into the story of it, literally just noticing the very moment of now. And just letting that thought go. Really just observing with a deeper awareness than perhaps we're used to for the rest of the day. It's wonderful in a yin class or any yoga class really, but I think especially yin because of the moments of silence, to sort of really cultivate the part of you that is the witness, that part of you that can stand back and think, I realise I'm thinking these thoughts, or I realise my physical body is feeling this here and there. It's like that third party that we kind of suppress a lot, but is running the show. So whatever negativity you might be holding at the moment, just sit with it. If you can, maybe put it outside the room and just enjoy this kind of time and space for yourself. Send your energy roots down. And this time, let's send them so deep into the earth, they go to the core. And try and visualize a crystal of your choice. It might be a beautiful, deep purple of amethyst, or the loving energy of a pink rose quartz. Perhaps the groundedness of a smoky quartz. Or the beautiful clarity in a diamond or clear quartz. Whatever resonates with you, think what immediately comes to mind. And allow your energies to sink into this crystal. So if you're lying down, when you're ready, just hug your knees in. Nice deep breath. Have a few moments to rock on your back. And if you're already seated, then just have a little flex through the shoulders and the back. Maybe shift the head from side to side, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, join me seated. Come into Zazen. We're just going to have a quiet practice this evening without necessarily counting or mantras. We'll just sit and be. Come back to the breath when you really do notice your mind wandering off, because that's always a real lovely way of just centering down and sort of resetting when the mind wanders. But other than that, be curious about the mind. There's a point sometimes where we know that we're thinking what we're thinking, but as soon as we sort of drift off and we're not really aware of it, that's the time to sort of just pull yourself back and come back to the breath and observe the thoughts again. It's a constant rotation of awareness. It's a work in progress. It always is. So relax. We'll take 5 minutes. Lovely time to wind down for the evening. So just let your eyelids close softly. Hands to Dhyana Mudra. And with a nice deep breath, we can just relax. Follow the breath. Just thinking what you're thinking and being very aware. Notice when you follow your breath, is it the feeling in the belly, the chest, or around the head and the nose that you notice most? Stay with your thoughts and your breath. And then very gently take a nice deep breath and slowly blink our eyes open. Coming back and just checking in with how you're feeling, how that little 5-minute practice felt for you this evening. We're going to come into Swan, our first pose. So quite a strong pose for an evening one. But we're going to be doing shoelace later. So I wanted to take the hips outwards before we kind of take the legs across. So we're taking the hips in both directions this evening. So coming onto knees and starting with your right knee in front. Gently placing that right foot in front of your left thigh, and then I always like just a little cushion under the right buttock, because the more you can use as many props around you, the more you're going to relax and release the tension, enjoy the stretch a bit more. So the hips are nice and sort of level and pointing forwards. Trying not to roll the buttock onto the mat. And then if we start in this upright pose, we can just feel a lovely gentle back bend in the lower back, stimulating through arms and our wrists, so the meridians through our arms. And starting to just feel the relaxation come in. Belly breathing. And then when you're ready, you can just come onto elbows or all the way down with the forehead down, entirely up to you. Come with your most comfortable. And if you want to block for your head, for your forehead, then this is always an option too. Nice deep inhale, lovely long exhale. And as you start to relax both of your legs, feeling a deep stretch in that right thigh and buttock. Notice if you're a bit resistant to really letting go, whether it's a challenge to release the tension. It might take some minutes for the release to just start to soften. Belly breaths. And noticing if you're feeling tight in the abdominal muscles. How does it feel in the pose tonight? Do you like it? Or is it a pose that you gradually start to like? Or is it really testing you? Let's take a deep breath. And really slowly coming out of this one, because it's such a lovely feeling as we've come out of this sort of deep compression in one side and letting everything sort of flow. Did about just 4 minutes in that this evening. So as you extend that right leg out, just feeling all of the tingliness that you get. Certainly on the top of the foot. This is a really lovely one for your stomach channel, because that runs along, sort of in aligning with our shin bone, front of the leg. And relax. Just checking in with what you're feeling. Following any tingling and cold sensations. Not just through the parts you expect, certainly the foot and the leg. Maybe sort of across the pelvis, the groin, the lower belly. Relaxing. So take another deep breath, and then we'll hug our right knee in, and then our left knee. Gently rock. And with an open mind, let's just come into the other side. Perhaps it will be similar, perhaps it will be a totally different feeling tonight. Gently rolling up. Left knee bent, right leg behind. And as always, if any of these poses really don't feel right tonight, if for whatever reason, please just adjust them or come out of them completely. Choose something that does feel right. When you're in this first sort of phase of the pose, checking in with how tense you might be around the lower belly, the hip flexors, even the shoulders, upper back. And when you want to, coming down. Either resting the head or just allow your head to just hang forwards. Soften your face. Following your breath. Just enjoying how it feels to breathe and the ribs just gently opening and contracting. Notice what feelings come up. And gently noticing as the pose may become slightly easier, where you can feel the gentle stretch. As we learn in our body to let go and surrender and just let things flow and evolve. It's a really lovely metaphor for life. As we let our bodies go, where can we translate that in the mind? What behaviours, what thoughts can we let go that don't serve us? So we'll take another breath, just coming up to the 4 minutes here. And gently, again, find your way out into neutral in the slowest way possible, where you can enjoy all the sensations. Noticing all the parts you have to move, all the joints you have to move. And again, tuning into whatever you're feeling, certainly now through the top of the right leg and foot, sole of the foot, left leg. Relaxing your back and spine. Following your breaths. Just feeling very peaceful. You might also feel in this pose as it starts to fade, sort of the inside of the upper thighs. The stomach and the spleen channels are connected, yin and yang. So when you're ready, let's bring these in. We're going to roll up into shoelace and just experience the hips in a different direction. So I like to just sort of gently come onto knees, lift up, and then bring the right leg across in front. Have a pillow handy. If you're anything like me, I can't sit with bottom right on the floor. I do like just a little bit of padding to sort of even out the pelvis. So this is a stretch for the hip in a different direction. Don't worry if you can't get your legs flat. I do know some people that can have their legs completely flat and they're very comfortable. But sometimes you might be very upright like this. It just really depends on how your body wants to move today. And relax. Your foot might slide a little bit forward, that's okay. And when you're ready, you can just explore leaning into this. You'll feel it a bit more around the hips. This is a lovely one for your gallbladder, which kind of is the outer body, zigzags. You can let the head rest forward, soften into shoulders and neck. And then see where you can relax. If you've got tension in your calf muscles, where you're trying to hold the position in place, see if you can let go. If you can feel a nice stretch in the hips, great. If it's painful, loosen out of it or come out. Breathing to belly. How does this feel? Hips are very linked with movement of the legs going forward in life. So they can be linked with the future, fear of the future, anxious about the future, or can resist us going with the flow, which is ever so linked with sacral chakra. So lower belly, lower back, emotions. And as you breathe and follow the breath, just notice how this pose is perhaps softening. Checking in with if there's still a bit of tension in the calves and thighs, behind the knees. So with a deep breath, let's come out. Nice and slowly. Being mindful of how it feels to move the hips. And again, just find neutral so that we can release the feeling and come fresh into the other side. Let everything relax. Notice also how your lower back feels with swan. We had a gentle back bend and then coming forward, and now we're coming into a forward position with this pose too. So mindful of your thoughts. How long does it take you to relax your back? And so you should be feeling that sensation fade. Let's hug in. Take your time here, there's no rush. One leg slowly, then the other. Just massaging your back. Enjoying being in the body in whatever way we're moving into a pose, transitioning to a pose as we come out. So rolling up. Again, just come into this pose from the knees. And then bringing left leg in front. Grab your pillow or cushion, whatever you're using just to balance. And then explore this side. You might find with the hip, the way the hips are set, there's a really different sort of position. You might have a leg higher or lower. That's fine. Just gently exploring where you want to be. Find where your threshold is tonight. If it's too much, too painful, don't lean forward so much. And breathe. It might take you a few moments to really kind of get into this pose. I can feel this side I want to be a bit more fidgety. Just allow the pose just to develop. Be mindful of any pain. Notice if you're more aware of your physical body or the breath, whether the mind flows between the two. Keep relaxing. Notice if your abdomen's tight or the sides of your waist. Any places that aren't necessarily linked but can just tense up now and then. Relaxing shoulders, upper back. Take a few more breaths. Gently coming out. That felt quite difficult, that side for me. Wasn't as relaxed. It took a lot to relax. So different from the other side. It's always amazes me how the body reflects so differently. Different poses and different days. So as you lie there yourself, notice how your body wants to sort of feed back anything to you. If you could have a conversation internally, what would your body be saying? What would your emotions say? The mind? Even your soul and your spirit. Relax. Checking in with where the sensations are flowing through you. Maybe there's a real coldness around both thighs and hips, perhaps lower belly. And then when you're ready, hugging in. Self-hug. We're going to come into heart bench next. So just having 2 blocks handy if you've got them. Lovely one for our upper back and heart centre. So 1 block for the head on the highest setting, 2nd block on the 2nd level, and we'll align that along the spine. Take your time to come down into this. It always takes me a few moments to fidget, find the best place for that block, certainly behind the back. And then when you're ready, just maybe close the eyes and relax. Deep breaths. How do you feel? Does it feel comfortable to open the heart this evening? And the kind of love that you would give your partner or a friend or children, just try and send that to yourself as well. Gentle belly breaths. How relaxed do you feel here? Is there a little bit more that you can release through your neck as your chin tucks in? How deep is your breath? What's the quality of your breath? Is it quite shallow? Or do you enjoy some really long, deep breaths into your belly? If there's anyone that you know needs a little bit of love and attention, take the opportunity in this pose to just send out from the heart. And how does this pose? Is this a pose you could stay in for quite some time? Or is it one that you desperately want to come out of? So when you're ready, let's take a lovely long deep breath. Sigh, and gently, as you lift your head first, support your body as you come up. Pop the blocks aside. And then coming down. Enjoying that after effect. If your eyes are closed, take a moment, tune into your heart center, Anahata. Maybe thinking of green and pink, or the color for the fifth dimensional energy here is pure white. Perhaps that comes to mind. And just sensing how your energy feels, if it feels lighter, light and fluffy, expanded. If it feels expanded, how far does this heart energy reach? Can you see perhaps a part of your heart energy tethering off and reaching out for someone? Your heart energy touching someone else's. Notice your breath here, whether it's really just soft and gentle. Very different from the pose. So let's hug right leg, left leg. And we're going to come into banana. So we've been sort of forward and backwards, move the hips in both directions. And it's lovely just to get a nice side stretch in. So coming back onto your mat. Feet over to the right corner. So just shuffle them over. And then bring your right foot over your left. Gently when you're ready, just shuffle your shoulders to the top right. So everything's moving right. Just release the buttocks if that's more comfortable. And enjoying this stretch on the left side, Ida, feminine energy. And it's the energy that we are stimulating here to do with yin and resting and slowing down and coolness, cold. If you want to bring your arms above your head, you can. Or if you're more comfortable with cactus arms, so bending at the elbows, that's quite a lovely stretch across the shoulders, upper arms. But if you're quite happy having your arms down by your sides, then just pop them there. Or just try the different positions, see what feels good. Try and relax your back, sides of your waist. Relax your face. Just let everything soften. Relaxing wrists and hands, fingers. Just following your breath. Just allow your mind to rest on how you're feeling. Not how much longer we're here or what I'm going to say next. Just really tune into enjoying this space. Follow your breath, whether it feels lovely and slow and rhythmic. We'll take another breath and then very gently just bring yourself back into neutral spine. We'll have a few moments here. Just to feel, allow the spine just to reset. And again, follow any temperature changes that you're noticing in certain places. Banana is lovely for your gallbladder, which is very much linked with being courageous and decisive. So when we're not feeling courageous and we can't make up our mind, there may be an imbalance in the energy flow. Let's take ourselves over to the left. So feet go to the left and left foot over the right. Just crossing ankles, shuffling shoulders to top left and just adjusting your buttocks against the mat. Deep breaths. Relax. Notice if you're holding a tension in the tilt of your hips and just soften around the waist. Keep checking in with the waist, lower back and buttocks. Keep relaxing through your back. And then gently, let's just bring ourselves back into neutral spine. Take a few moments here, just breathing deeply. Belly, chest up towards the head. And checking in with where you feel chi flowing in different areas. When you're ready, let's draw knees in, coming into relaxation now. So choosing if you want to lie down or come up to seated, more meditative. So relaxing wherever you choose. Let's just shuffle and see what card comes this evening. If you have a question in mind, just send it out there, just in case there's a little bit of wisdom coming your way. This is Archangel Uriel. Let me read you. It says, your emotions are healing, which enables you to open up to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. I am called the psychologist angel because I help to heal toxins from people's thoughts and emotions. I am especially able to release stubborn anger and unforgiveness. I'm with you right now to clear away such toxins. I would like to work with you to help others clear away their emotional, psychological blocks. My healing work is subtle. I never force it on anyone. Like you, I believe it is best to wait until someone approaches me and directly requests guidance or assistance. Then I simply and lovingly ask them to be willing to release toxins from their mind and heart. If they are willing to do so, then the release will occur. In this way, the person retains their dignity and control while choosing to be clear of lower energies. So just leaving that one with you. Have a few moments just to relax. So gently allow yourself to come back. Just come back initially with the breath. Noticing how you're feeling and thoughts. And then just gently hugging your knees in. Taking your time just to stretch, and when you're ready, coming up to seated. And drawing hands to heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.